What up, fam? It's your boy CJ, and I'm back. And this time, I got my boy Kurt, the connector, in the building. We're gonna talk some hot topics on social media, things that you need to know in the industry. Kurt, what up, bro?
What up with you? How's everybody doing out there?
Listen, we live on
Come
multiple
on,
streams. We on Twitch, we on YouTube, we on Facebook. What
come
else we
on.
on, Kurt? We on Instagram.
You on Instagram. Yeah, you got Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, and most importantly, you on YouTube. You on YouTube. So listen, whether you watching now with us live or you watching this replay, appreciate you being here in the comments. Give some love, ask some questions so CJ can come through or someone else can come through and make social media social. That's what we're here for. Yeah, don't keep this great information to yourself. Take some notes and share it with somebody else.
I love it. I love it. And listen,
Yeah,
you already see he already dropping gems. Like he'll do
yeah,
his intro, bro. But
yeah,
listen, we gonna talk some social media hot topics, breaking news, stuff that me and you are passionate about.
yeah.
Sharing gems. Uh, so you want to just jump right into it? You want to just jump right
Oh,
into it?
hey, I'm flowing with you, but I'm ready to jump into it. Let's get this party started.
All right. Cause he got the horns and stuff. Let's
Let's
go.
go.
You know
Let's
what?
go.
Here's just a little thing on social media. Too. There's a little hack before I even get started. People don't even, it doesn't even matter who we are. Like I've been really getting away from introductions, right?
Yeah.
And over time, then I kind of introduce my people and I introduce the people because it's like you got to get people right hooked. Like they wouldn't know what we here for, what we here for,
Get
right?
into it right
And,
immediately.
and we're gonna
Straight,
go.
no
And, we,
chaser.
and we're gonna come back because by the time we done with these gyms, they're gonna follow you anyway.
Come on, man. Come on. Give the people what they want. Let's go. Let's get it.
So listen, ByteDance, Kurt. Listen, ByteDance, you already know. They obviously they holding it down with TikTok and the whole thing with TikTok. But there's new news out there that ByteDance has created a photo app called Lemon 8, and it has
Mm,
soared to the top of the U.S. charts because of obviously with Twitter and everybody right now with the legal stuff with Twitter. ByteDance, and by the way, Lemon 8 supposedly is very similar to the origins of Instagram. So what do you think about that, Kurt? What do you think when you hear that?
hey, man, you ain't always got to recreate the wheel. Listen, it's improved innovation, right? Or go back to the original DNA of what works and revamp it. And so, if anybody's been paying attention, especially through the pandemic, there was some influencers, some people who wanted Instagram back, right? They wanted the DNA of how Instagram was originally started, which was a photo app. So if you're facing a ban and you want to put pressure on the social media landscape, then why not go back to what you studied and you analyzed worked? And
Hmm.
because now everyone still wants to be photogenic and take photographs, and there's still power in photos, then why don't you just run it back? That's just like in the fashion industry. You see different fashion styles come back around. Well, listen, social media, let's run it back to the beginning because you have so many new people to social media that weren't around at the beginning of Instagram or the
Yeah.
beginning of the social media. And then you have nostalgic people that love it, right? So let's run it back, introduce it to some, remind others. Let's go with it and see what happens then. And so, with this, if you're about to be banned on one hand,
Hmm.
let's drop something else in the market and see if you're going to go 2 for 2 in banning us.
Yeah, yo, and that's the thing. And here's the thing: this very strategic and smart because you have 150 million subscribers in the U.S. that are on
Hmm.
TikTok,
Hmm.
and if you upset them, there's a couple of things at play. There's not only the government where people are like, oh man, are we gonna lose some of these votes? There's not just that,
Right.
but there's this play right here where it's like, let's put out this other app right now
Hmm.
because honestly, if you take those 150 and you make them upset, you piss them off, they be like, oh, y'all ain't gonna go after Instagram and everybody else, but you're gonna come after our platform, TikTok, which we are diehards of. we're gonna jump
Mhm.
on here just because. And so those people are gonna jump just because it is TikTok back, quote unquote backing them, right?
Yep, yep. They're gonna jump. And again, I'm very interested to see how it's gonna play out. But as you show right here, it's introduced and it skyrockets.
Yeah.
So that tells you that there is a market for it. And if it's anything like the intelligence, the strategy that TikTok rolled out with,
Hmm.
man, just imagine they've already created a blueprint formula of what they know works, what's hooked people, what has kept people on their platform and growing. So now just run that back and do this here. The filters, the things that they've seen work well with TikTok, the things that has
The
worked well.
algorithm is super
Come on,
smart
man.
over there.
Come on. Come on. And they've proven that they've figured out how to psychologically hook us in America, especially with a different version of TikTok, right? So, man, stand by, I would say, because they may be hemorrhaging. And so that's them calling for an ambulance to come help them out, right?
Fat.
They calling the ambulance to come save them. They calling the ambulance to come save them.
Yo, I love this. Listen, this is content creation in like on demand, right? With the
Yeah,
sound
yeah.
effects. I love it. And so yeah, those are some great points. And I'm just curious. Like I haven't downloaded it yet. I probably
Okay.
will in a week or two. I got just to be honest with you, I can't. My bandwidth is like at a max. Like
Right.
this whole YouTube live, and then next week Ebony Fit weekend, as you see on my page, it's a lot going on. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll come back in another a couple of weeks or something. We could like, hey, maybe you have downloaded. We'll see what's up.
Yeah. And but that's the great thing of why you want to follow and you want to be a part of a page that Fit with CJ has, right? Because it's bringing you news that makes you aware of what's coming up on the landscape. So, yeah, if you didn't figure out why you shouldn't like and subscribe, that's step one.
Step one is subscribe, like, comment. Kirk
Yep.
the Connector. Make sure you connect with him on Instagram. Listen,
Yeah.
by the way, this brings me to the second topic
Okay.
today, and what Twitter. Now, I'm not gonna say Twitter, but with TikTok has done, like you said, with Instagram and with this new platform, is they took, like you said, didn't they reinvent the wheel, but they
Mm-hmm.
put their own to it, and with
Yep.
their own algorithm and all this. So it's competition for it. It may look similar in design, but it's still a photo app. But all in the back end is different, right?
Right.
But it brings us to this. This is I want to bring this up on the screen. Just tell me what comes to mind when I show you this, Kurt. What comes to mind when I say be a creator, not a content imitator? Come on now.
Oh man, be you, be original, right? There's an audience for it. Be a content creator, not a content imitator, because the person that you're imitating, that spot's already taken. That
Mm.
spot's already fulfilled. There's already someone driving in that lane. So become your own content creator. Now, again, I'm gonna say this real quick. We all at points get inspiration from someone. The problem is when your inspiration turns into a carbon copy of somebody else. And so we are renting space in people's mind. But if you're imitating someone, you're imitating a spot that is already taken, occupied. So now you are squatting and hoping that you can take somebody else's space, and that's not going to happen, because what ends up happening is over the long run people get turned off when you
Mm.
imitating somebody else. So yeah, man, be a content. Look at the word create, right? Not imitate, because when you're imitating, that means you're a knockoff. And when you're a knockoff, you're not made from the same thing. You're not made from the same quality. So, and if you're being imitated, and this is my last thing, and over to you, CJ. If you're being imitated, keep giving them a great show, because I believe this: no one imitates anything that is not of value.
Come on now. Look, this is why. Give me a horn. You got a horn over there? Give
Oh,
yourself a
I
horn.
got a horn for the people. I got a horn for the people. Let's go.
Let's go. Like we
Yeah.
needed that, bro. Listen, I'm telling you right now. That's why I wanted to bring up that, and that's I laid out the red carpet for my boy because I knew he was gonna kill it. Right. When that right there, that particular topic, I was like, yo, we have to touch on this because, like you said, there is literally people who will take inspiration. This is which is all of us, right? And make it our own. And use and like, honestly, think about it. Really, a lot of what TikTok is, and a lot of what like so shorts and reels and all that is using someone else's sound and
Right.
voice syncing and lip syncing and all of that, right? And that's
Yeah.
cool. That's
Yeah.
cool, right?
Right.
But we already know it's not. We know it's not us, right? So we know
Right.
it goes back to the originator, and so with that, this thing I'm thinking in my head. I'm thinking of content creator etiquette, like some type of like, hey, you know what? When I quote unquote use someone else's sound, I like to go back and find the original person who
Yeah.
put that out there, and I
Yeah.
tag them in my reels that I use their sound. I don't do it all the time because sometimes it's impossible to find the originator, which is
Yeah.
one thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if I literally can find them, I usually go. I put them in my tag, and guess what? They usually come back to me like, "Man, that's amazing. You tagged me," and they follow me instantly, and they like it, and they
Yeah.
appreciate that. Hey, thanks for not just taking credit for that, or not just my sound, but my idea. When you
Yep.
you try to take someone's idea and you just
Mhm.
literally run it back as your own, and then your audience is like, "Oh man, you're such a genius," and it's like, wait a second. I saw that somebody else's post, and even though they might not have as big as following as you really got it from them. Why aren't
Yep.
they getting the credit? And then over time, when you do that, it comes back and bites you because this is bad. First of all, it's bad vibes, bad energy, and then
Yep.
you, like you said, if you're copying from somebody else, exactly copy and paste, the other person is the one of value. That's the one I want to work with.
Yep. 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 And the thing is, I love that you said that, right? Because if you're thinking strategically, it helps. On one hand, because that person, whoever you're giving credit to, and there's nothing wrong with giving credit. Actually, like I said, strategically, it helps because a number of times I've video by, message from, and that person ends up seeing it and coming over is like, yo, appreciate the love, right? Appreciate what you did. And then that can spurn a conversation and a connection and a collaboration. But just think about if they come across it and they're like, that's that's my style, that's my brand. What are you doing? And
Hmm.
so now you're losing that ability to just like, I appreciate what you do. You're really dope. And because you're so dope, I just want to spin this, put my own spin to it and give credit. But here's the scary thing about why you want to avoid doing that. They got the sauce. They have the seasoning behind it. And so if they get a question because they have crafted it, they can give an answer. You will get caught up because you haven't developed that sauce. And so when you get asked that next question, you're going to sit there and stumble because you don't know the second, third, fourth order of effects of that comment, of that post, of that video. And so if somebody's like, yo, so where'd you get inspiration from that video? You're like, you got crickets, right? So I'm telling you, if you imitate now here consistently, and if you've made more than 20 posts and you imitating someone, listen, you cat. You cat. You cat. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. There's a community for you. There's people that's gonna rock with you for being authentically you. And then you have one thing that is amazing. You have your life story and history, and you will never run out of information from that. You'll never run out of information to speak on that because you've grown up with you for all your life. So you will have more than enough content. Don't be cat, man. Listen, don't be cat. Don't be cat.
Yo, we gotta don't be cats
Don't
and
be
be
cat.
a content creator, not a content imitator. Listen, we gotta go to the audience real quick. We got
Yeah.
people. Look, they said, Ashley said,
Yo,
"That's good, Kurt. Complimenting goes a long way. You good? You're
let's
right,
go,
Kurt.
Ashley.
You know who
Yeah.
At is? Who's At?
That might be my guy, Aaron Thomason, Ask Aaron Victor. So if
Oh
that's him,
yeah, with the
yeah.
cartoons.
Yeah, no, that's Aaron, the
Oh,
artist. Aaron,
oh,
Aaron Thomason, Ask Aaron Victor, super dope coach, consultant, just dropped a new book built for this. He's an amazing individual. He rocks with Deeper Than the Brand as well. So if that's him, I appreciate him coming through. No,
oh.
it's,
It's
oh,
Ari. Oh,
okay,
it's
okay.
Ari. Okay, well, that Ari is my fam. But
Yeah,
now you
yeah,
know Kirk, so we all family
yeah.
here now. We
Hey,
all
what's going
family.
on?
Yes. Ari is all right. We're gonna
Yeah,
have to work on that AT. Well, I don't know what that is,
yeah,
but
yeah.
no, but yeah. So listen, Ari, make sure you connect with Kirk the Connector. Let's go to real quick to the next slide because this one I know we both wanted to touch on. Right? It's about
Mhm.
our boy, your boy,
Yeah,
everyone's boy,
yeah.
Elon. Right?
Elon.
So come on, I'm just gonna throw it over to you, Kirk. What we got
Yeah.
on this one?
Man, this is crazy, right? But they say crazy comes before confidence sometimes. And I'm going to say, you look at this, starting April 15th, if people are watching this and watching the replay, if this is your first time hearing about it, as of April 15th, if you're not a Twitter Blue subscriber, your tweets will not be recommended in the main feed. Now, what does that mean? That means that if I'm a normal user jumping on Twitter, the main feed, I won't be able to see your tweet pushed to me. Now, I can still find you. I can still go and probably look you up. But as far as it on the main feed, the convenience of just being there won't happen. Right. So this is the push that Elon is doing to make money for Twitter. He has a vision, right, wrong, or indifferent. He's figuring out ways to drive revenue. And attention is the number one revenue generator. I know people say ads. No, social media platforms want to drive attention. That's what creators are for. We help bring attention to the platform. And so, with that being the case, this Twitter Blue, which a lot of people are laughing, but if you pay attention to the social media landscape, these other platforms are copying. He's taking the inconvenience of a free platform away, and verification is going to be the main way that you can get behind the free content. And so, if you're not verified, you take a risk of making it harder to get discovered. So, as he says right here, the only realistic way to address advanced AI bots, request verification. If you're verified, then that's kind of saying, hey, we know that you're not a bot. So that's my thoughts. What you got, CJ, as a thought leader in this space? What do you glean from this?
So it's for one, I'm not surprised by it, right? I'm not
Right.
surprised. I've always said social media is not free, and funny because off camera, me and you talked
Yeah.
about it. Social media has never
Right.
really been free because our
Nope.
time, still, to even create the content is what is the built-in cost, right?
Yep. Yep.
Now, as far as pay to play, it's always been there with ads. It's
Mm-hmm.
always been there with publications. It's always been there with everything, right? Pay to play is always there. But now, obviously, the cost, the way I look at it, when you realize there's billions of people on all these social media platforms all together, and
Yes.
there's more people on their phones than are watching cable TV,
Yes.
then it's like, how in the world could it not be, monetized over time, more slowly, trickle up, and you're like, man, okay, cool. Everybody else got a subscription. You pay subscription for apps on your phone, and for Hulu, and for Netflix, and for everything else got a subscription, but not social media, and they got all your attention, and you're spending 4 or 5 hours a day on it. Every time you look down at your phone, as soon as you have a dead moment in your life, you look down at your social media. So they got us, but they got a whole generation of people that have not been raised by it, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by it, and it's going to continue to go. So the
Mhm.
demand on it, okay, cool. Like it's going to go up. So and people can say, "Oh, I'm not going to pay." Yeah, you will. Yeah, you're
Oh,
going to
at
pay.
some point you will.
You're going to pay.
Y- Yeah.
So verification, and it's so funny because my brother said this earlier. My guy, side hustle mentor, he said he's like, honestly, it's going to come to a point that there's more people with verifications, right? And because your account is not verified, the accounts that are not verified, what do you think the spammers are going to do? They're going to go start copying those. They're going to attack those pages.
Yep.
So it's
Yep.
going to force you at some point to say, God dang, now I got all these bots coming in, making Kurt the Connector one, Kurt the Connector underscore, Kurt
Yep.
underscore the Connector. Like it's
Yep.
gonna be like, then you're gonna have to do it, right? So it's like it's only a
In-
matter of time, bro.
Inconvenience, right? And so you're going to end up. I love what you said, and I love what was shared with you about the. At some point, it's going to be like, man, hold up. Everybody else is verified. Everybody else has a blue check. Well, I don't want to be left out. I'm gonna just go ahead and pay for it. And then if you think about some of the accounts that we know that we're constantly seeing
Mm-hmm.
when fake spam pages are spinning up, right? And constantly like, yo, I saw this page. Did you know this page was up? You know, you're gonna pay to have the security, the ability, reach and all that. And I've heard from some people who do have the check, and they've talked about their reach being noticeably different with it and without it. And so when we start thinking about metrics and analytics, if I don't have it, let's say I don't have it and I'm getting 10, 15, 20 likes. I do have it. Now the algorithm opens up and I'm getting 100, 200 likes. I'm getting greater reach, greater return on investment. That's again going to encourage you to be like, man, let me go ahead and pay this $14.99 or whatever. And here's the other spin. It's a tax write-off. You write it off on your taxes, get you a good CPA. It's a business expense, right? And run the bag that way. So yeah, man.
Give yourself a horn for that one. Give yourself give yourself something. Give yourself something for that one. Come on now. He out here
Listen,
saving us money.
yeah, saving money, run a business expense, and it's a part of your business to keep verification and authorization, right? And so run it. And I know also I read where there was removal of two-factor authentication if you weren't verified on Twitter. So now again,
Elon
another
not playing.
they're not playing. Elon not, think about it. Think about right now. If Instagram, Facebook said, you know, that security feature that you like, we're taking that away if you're not Meta verified. We're going to take away the ability to two-factor authentication. We're going to take away the ability to authenticate through your email or through your phone number. You're not going to get any of that if you're not verified. Think about what that would do to the landscape, right? And when I read about this, Elon has a vision. And it's going to take more people. I think right now it was like 425,000 people have Twitter Blue. And the income that he wants is going to take about 3 million people to get verified. He wants to get 60 million a quarter. Come on, man. That's going to take a lot more people. But again, as this keeps maturing, a lot of times when people call you crazy, before you're confident, and someone has to be out here leading the charge. But I'm telling you, it was funny. Twitter Blue dropped, and then how long after did we see Meta verified?
Hell, weeks. You know, it's
Weeks.
so funny. I love. There's so many points I had to write this down because I'm like, I got some. I got he hitting on some stuff. Like I'll make them quick. One, I love Elon because he's an innovator and he's just shaking like ground shaker. He came in, he bought Twitter because he could just do that. It's pocket money for him, right?
He had a little bit. He had a couple million floating around somewhere.
Yeah, it's like okay, like all right, cool. Here's
Yeah.
some money for. Give me this Twitter. I'm gonna try it. You know what
Yep.
I mean? Like yeah, I just want to try it. And he gets
Just
on
want
here.
to
It's
try
like
it.
he literally just says, okay, cool. And he's like shaking the whole industry up. And he doesn't like. He's like, "Oh, y'all not charging for this? Okay, cool. We about to charge it. Oh, we about to attack this bot problem, and we're gonna make the customers pay for it because we got the
Yep.
power." And it's like, okay, Meta's following, like you said. Now, there's
Yep.
a couple of things about the verification that I know over time will potentially change, and
Okay.
this is my prediction. My
Okay.
prediction. Right now it's forcing you to put your full name on your profile.
Okay.
And it's matching your government ID. I do not believe that is going to bode well for the meta verification to scale up as fast as they want.
Right.
That's the problem that I think. Because in Twitter Blue, even that's still slow, and you don't have to literally. By the way, I have Twitter Blue on an account, and
Okay.
you don't have to use your driver's license or anything like that right now. So
Right.
I tell people in the live yesterday, if you want Twitter Blue for $8 a month, go do it right now because they're not
Yeah.
even asking for your ID, but they're
Right.
looking into doing an ID check in the next couple of weeks. Now
Mhm.
with Meta, they're like they want your ID, but they need your full name to match your driver's license, and it needs to be on your and it's gonna be plastered on your profile, and you can't change it without going through the process again, right?
Ever.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't think the majority of people want their full name blasted on the front of their social media page.
No.
So I
No.
think that has to change in order for it to scale up like they want it to at the rate that they want. That's just
Yeah.
my prediction.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's and I'm glad to again, people. This is step 2 of why you should like, share, subscribe to this, right? You're getting breaking news, real-time application. The difference between verified on Twitter, you don't have to put your government ID. You don't have to, and again, I can understand being hesitant with so many breaches, data breaches, people constantly cracking in to platforms. You're weary of having your information and something like your ID stored in big data somewhere, right? We already have identity theft. We're dealing with that so much in big banks and things like that. To not have to put that type of information out there is important. So on Twitter Blue, you don't have it. But that was one of the things that had me nervous and hesitant going to Meta Verified. Not only do you have to, and I, one hand, get it, but on the other hand, you're telling me, think about someone getting married and she has her maiden name, or in today's time, you have your name, and then you change it. Now you got to go through this long process to change that.
That's a great point.
You know,
Somebody just said
so
that to me
yeah,
earlier. She hadn't went to the government to change her name or an ID and all that stuff yet, so she couldn't get better verified. And now it's like, wait a second, now I gotta go do that. And so this is just game changer. It's still so new, literally days old.
yeah,
We know that's gonna change. You ready for the
yeah.
next topic, real quick?
Oh, let's go, man.
Listen, all right, this one. What we got? Come on now, because this is one you've been wanting to touch on, bro. You've been ready to
Yeah,
touch on this one. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. Listen, this is breaking, right? This is new news
New,
right
new.
here. New. So Instagram comes out with what's called the collaborative collections feature, right? And so people may not remember back in July of 2022, our friend, our buddy, any content creators right hand man, Adam Mosseri, on Instagram dropped a post talking about the progression of communication becoming more intimate, and where people were taking conversations offline in the main feed and having intimate conversations in DMs. Right now, if you are anyone, especially someone watching this replay, if you go to your save feature, how many posts do you have? How many saves do you have? Reels do you have saved? Because you either have them saved for yourself or you have them saved to share with somebody else. With collaborative collection features, this gives you the ability that when you save, to create quote unquote a collection, right? It's like a digital library. What you can do with that is now, and the ability that makes this great is that if you save something that is informational, educational, funny, whatever you want, recipes, anything like that, you can now collaborate and share this with someone else. So let's say me and CJ, we're looking at fitness routines, right? We're getting ready for Ebony Fit weekend. I'm seeing fitness enthusiasts and fitness thought leaders that CJ may not know, right? And they're sharing routines and things like that. What I can do is go to those pages, go to those accounts, save a workout routine, maybe an introduction, a video that's introducing themselves, and I can collaborate with CJ on this and then chat about it in real time. Right. So let's say if CJ reached out to me and say, hey, Kurt, you're out here. If you see any accounts that look like they would be a good fit, grab their information. Let's collaborate. Let's talk about it. And let's figure out if we can, reach out and connect with them for Ebony Fit weekend. And so now, while CJ is doing one part, I'm out scrolling, looking as well. And I'm grabbing and collaborating and connecting with this ability to collaborate collection. And on top of that, I'm now having intimate conversation offline. So you're not seeing it in the comments because we're having close friends conversation. And so if you're thinking about this strategically with your community, if you being a thought leader, you being someone that they're looking up to, now you can do the know, like, trust, right? You can behind the scenes say, hey, I'm going to get accounts that help educate me. I'm going to get accounts that help inform me, and we're going to talk and collaborate and connect with them offline in DMs. So the collaborative collection feature, it was just released. It just came out that they talked about, and it is live to all users right now. So this is not just tested. This is actually live in the social media landscape. And so with this post sharing option on Instagram, you now have the ability, if you think strategically, to continue to foster connections with your community, build relationships. And here's a good thing. I'm going to share this and then over to you, CJ. We can't forget, it's competition, right? And so one of the things that was shared was when you look at TikTok and you look at Instagram, yes, TikTok growing, TikTok great for entertainment. But one thing about TikTok that Instagram steals number one with is your social graph. And with that being the case, Meta and Instagram is betting that what they're saying is now you can be able to communicate with your friends and discuss content with people that are close to you and friends. And with doing this, this will allow Meta to continue pushing the narrative and grab back people, because now, unlike TikTok, that is great for entertainment, they do not have this feature that where you can collaborate and build a little mini community right there on Instagram. And again, you can build subsets, right? So you can have a collaborative feature that's educational, informative, entertaining, and you can have different friends and connections in each one of these collections. So if you haven't created a collection, I have things, I have books, I have information, I have education. And when I see something, I grab it, put it in that collection. Well, now I can do the same and show people that I'm a thought leader and do the heavy lifting, because now all they have to do is become part of the collection, and I can give them behind the scenes what's educating me.
Listen, everything you said there, listen, right on point. I'll just say this. I'll give a quick little example. I actually created a collaborative collection with a lot of my students, because you guys know, I have a business called Fitness Salon University, and with that, I said, hey, we have not only group chats and things like that, but let's not flood the group chats with all these saved, features. So I created a separate group where we can literally save content ideas. We talked about earlier, saving sounds as a content creator, saving concepts, saving sounds that you might want to use for lip sync or for a music for a workout routine or something like that later on. Well, I said, hey, who wants to be part of this group? Let's put them all in this group that let's collaborate on sounds, ideas, things like that. And we added them to that. So now when I save a post and you're like, man, CJ, I love where you got that music from, or where did you get that music from? You ain't even got to ask because I've already saved it to this collaborator collection, and you can go in there and see all of it. But the cool thing about it is only people that you invite. So I say I loved it. I loved it. And by the way, all this, by the way, you said earlier, by the way, Kurt, is so genius. Like all this is because of the competition. Because if you think about it, to be honest with you, this is all Discord. If you don't know what Discord is, you're sleeping. That's all I gotta say. And that's the truth, Kurt.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah,
about
yeah,
they like, yo, WhatsApp and Discord, y'all taking some of my no. Pull back.
yeah.
Pull
Give
back.
it, give it back, give it back. And DM conversations again. If you don't have a direct messaging strategy, I'm telling you, Adam is telling us to get one because conversations and communications are going to go be taken more offline, and there's going to be more communication behind the scenes. We've seen it with close friends, we've seen it with broadcast channels, we've seen it with subscriptions now, and now you have collaborative communication, collaborative collections. You will start seeing full conversations happen behind the scenes. Totally. You will not see people having primary conversations and comments anymore. It's going to be taken and put in a place where you don't have to worry about feeling judged. You don't have to worry about like people making fun of you and trolling. And it's exclusive. Now it's invitation. You can control. Back to the day when people used to unfollow people and it used to be hard to get people to follow you, right? We're going back to that now. I want to dictate who follows me and who I communicate with now. Unfortunately, some people took it too far. But if you're thinking about nurturing and you're a business, you can put people in a place, you can make them you can give them notifications first. You can give them exclusive drops. You can tell them when you're coming into their city and they will only know about it, and you can invite them out, right? You can do get-togethers and show up and rent out Airbnbs and have masterminds. And the only way to find that information out is in those direct messaging type of conversations. This is the greatest time to
like right now, I dropped it in my broadcast channel. Hey, we going live on YouTube. Same thing as you. The gyms, by the way, you need to join Kurt the Connections broadcast channel. I'm just telling you right now because he dropping stuff. People out here I mean, look, I'm gonna tell a secret. Can I tell you a secret, Kurt? People out here charging $9.97 for the stuff he putting in his Discord. Like not just and I literally and his broadcast channel. See, I'm saying Discord, but in his broadcast channel, they charge $9.97 for it. And then that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Can I say it's the truth?
You can say it. You can tell it. You can tell it. I'm part. Listen, equal sharing, right? Mind melding, because I'm a part of CJ's as well. So if he's showing up in Houston when he comes to Ebony Fit Weekend, if they want to do an exclusive get together, they want to go somewhere to a place that you can only get the address. Become a part of his broadcast channel. I'm in there. Don't get mad if you ain't part of the VIP. There's a VIP, and then there's a VIP.
There you go. And it's always the first. It's the first people who jump in first. They always get the VIP. Let's go into this next one because this one is real interesting. I'm gonna start this one out because it's something that's long overdue, Kurt. It's something that's super long overdue. Like the 60-second reels and stories. Like I'm like, wait a second. Like why has it taken so long for Instagram to say, you know what, 60-second reels can be shared in the story without being cut off? Because
Yeah.
everyone's like, right now, if I share your reel on Instagram, it gets cut off after 15 seconds.
Yep.
And it's like the hope is that they will go and watch. But if they're already watching it, let them watch it, right?
Watch it. Yeah. Let them rock with it. Yeah. That's a beautiful thing, man. And again, at the end of all of this, this is really about the platforms wanting attention. I cannot say this enough. Stop. We have to get away from thinking that, oh, they loving my content. Yes, if your content is keeping people's attention. And so this is another thing that's pointed to, hey, if we expand the time 45 seconds, because there are people that check stories. So now when I go to your stories, instead of it being cut off at 15 seconds, and then I may or may not click on that reel and have to go find. Listen, people like convenience. So now, if you share a reel, as CJ was saying, to your story, what do I do? If I've gone to your stories, that's already step one. So if I'm there, let's keep you there. And now I'm going to watch the story longer. And the longer I'm on that story, the more I'm invested. And if I'm invested at that point, I probably go check you out. 15 seconds, I might be like, oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't see the rest of it. But now when I'm able to see the full duration, I'm like, oh, yo, CJ is really dope, man. He talked about Ebony Fit Weekend. Then he showed the clips. And oh, by the way, at 20 seconds, he had a promo code. And at 30 seconds, he had a promo code. And I saw it twice. And I'm going to now use that promo code to go to Ebony Fit Weekend. But you couldn't do that at 15 seconds, right? But now you can when it's longer. So again, it's about attention, as Workouts by Kale said. It's about attention. Attention is the new currency, and the longer we can keep you on this platform, the likelihood that you're going to end up purchasing something, connecting with someone, building relationships, gathering communication, education, or entertainment, the better it is for the platform. As they say in poker at the casinos in Las Vegas, the house always wins.
Facts. The house always wins, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, Keely said this is so good. She's loving it. She's like, this is.
I'm sorry, Keely, for mispronouncing your name. I thought it was Kale's. Keely. Sorry, Keely.
No, it's all good. She family. You know what I mean. By the way, she was on here. She was like literally one of the first people that came on YouTube Live with me. She did a great show. Gotta check out the replay. She's went viral multiple times on TikTok.
Let's go, Keely.
Times.
Let's go.
She's big time out here, big time influencer. She's gonna yell at me for saying that, but it's so true.
Yeah,
attention is currency for sure.
You can't get mad when you big time like that. CJ only rocks with dope people, so dope people like to hang around dope people. And for you being dope and going viral multiple times,
let's go, Keely. Let's go. And by the way, Bam, I'm gonna come back to your question here at the end because it's a really good question. I'll come back to it. Real quick, I'm gonna go to something else that Kurt wanted to talk to about. Keely said, CJ out here showing up. No, that's you. You showing out.
Right. Who's the big viral sensation? Let's go.
I gotta say, listen, it's all about numbers. So she got more followers than me. She done went viral more times than me. There you go.
And listen, look at the profile picture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got the guns out.
Can I zoom in on that? I ain't gonna zoom. All right, she was like CJ, stop. All right, cool. So listen, this is something. By the way, you know what? Before we go back, I gotta just say this about the 60-second reels. I gotta go back because I came back. A negative, Kirk, to what you were saying with the sharing the Instagram reels of 60 seconds in the stories. Just a thing that can come from that. I think less people will share your stories. Share the posts. I think over time, less people are going to be willing to share posts because it takes up so much time in the stories. And so, especially if your post, by the way, and we talk about attention as currency. This is everything you just said. If your reel it may be 50 seconds long, but if you can't hold that audience's attention and their watch time, some YouTube now, watch time, the people start dropping, then why am I going to put it in my story? Because I want people to be in my story. I want people to
Yes,
keep going. So
yes,
that could be a potential negative. So
good point.
you're gonna be very, very selective in who you share, I think, going forward.
Yeah, that's great point. Great point, CJ, that you made with that. Because then what ends up happening, people go back to making real short form content. So it's a rebound effect. It's like, no, my things are not getting shared anymore. Let me really make them 20 seconds or less so they can go into people's stories. But I love that. That's a great point.
hmm Keely says, "I'm the producer. She's the talent." That's true. I'm the creative director. All right,
Oh,
this is so
oh,
this is so true.
oh,
This is so true.
oh.
I take it. I take it. Now, AI content creation. I know you can go 1,000 places with this, Kurt, but
Yeah.
let's just talk about it.
Listen, let's keep it short and simple with this. Uh, AI is not going to replace you. The people that embrace and understand AI will replace you. And me and CJ talked about this, and I'm going to share this behind the scenes conversation publicly. AI does not give you validation and a reason to stay being a solopreneur. I'm going to say that again. AI does not allow you to validate being a solopreneur and saying, well, I'm not going to hire anyone because I'm going to use GetMunch for my YouTube creation, and Chopcast for my podcast, and Otter to capture my audio in meetings and create notes, and Jasper and Chat GPT, and I'm going to create a whole department, a whole team based off AI. No, that does not give you validation to not want to work with people. It does not give you validation to pay people less. It does not give you validation to say, oh, well, I just do it for myself. No, but what it does, it helps give you a tool that can expedite execution. It helps give you a tool that creates a framework to help you figure out how to write captions and how to do content and how to do frames and break things down in short form content ways with a narrative. Or if you're stuck on how to create certain outlines and captions for your social media content. Again, AI is a tool. Any tool in the hand of an inexperienced person is an inanimate object. A tool is only effective when it's in the hands of a knowledgeable person that knows how to ask questions, knows how to create prompts and generate prompts to fine tune what you're looking for. You still have to research. You still have to educate yourself, and you still have to ask the right questions. Inaccurate and incorrect questions asked gets whack content as output. So if you ask a whack question, AI is going to give you a whack question back. Right? So if you're very vague, AI is going to give you vague back. If your video is whack, it's going to cut up whack video. I'm just telling you right now. But the more you're able to fine tune it, and here's the other thing, this allows you to hire people that are masters in certain sects of their industry. And so now with them doing that, you can crank out more content. You can batch out content, because what used to take you an hour can now take you 5 to 7 minutes to do. You can do a whole 30-day content calendar in the matter of minutes. But that doesn't mean you don't hire or you underpay people. No, it just gives you a fantastic tool that allows you to expedite, and it takes away excuses. But yeah, embrace AI, because if you don't, there's going to be people, namely me, CJ, people like us that lean forward. And when we figure it out, we're going to be able to service and consult people at a higher level, because behind the scenes, we can take that same information, ingest it, and inject it into AI and crank out and serve people 10 times faster than you're willing because you're fighting against AI.
Oof, come on.
No, I
You
said
got give yourself something. Give yourself some sounds. Give yourself
myself
give
some
yourself
sound. Here we go. Here we go.
I love it. Look, I said Kurt is on fire, and I said some gems because listen, everything you said there is on point, and I'll just add to it and say, AI is here regardless of how you want to look at it. It is what it is, right?
Yep.
Now, there is, like, for example, to go to Kurt's point, there's this software called Video.ai,
Oh, talk about
Video.ai.
it.
And
Talk about
literally, like, it literally takes, content you have. Let's say if I took this long form content here and dropped it in there, it'll create reels for me, right? It'll create reels, TikToks, whatever kind of content I want for Twitter, and it'll do it all for me. Now, here's the thing. Like Kurt said, it's not an excuse to say I don't have to hire somebody. Because guess what? Somebody needs to know how to go into that software, still fix it up, and like first of all, AI is not perfect, and it probably will never be quote unquote
it.
perfect.
Nope.
You still need somebody to go in and be like, hey, I didn't want it to come out like this, or the wording is a little bit off. I wanted to
Right.
like AI is going to be a suggestion and like a template for you on your content, but it can't replace still a real person who
No.
it's your ideas, it's your concept that you can teach to another person, and boom, boom, and still validate it after the AI has already created it, right? And so,
Yep.
like when I put the stuff in video that AI, it's still things on there I need to change. There's still things I am like, okay, cool. And then you can change your mind. AI can't change your mind for you.
No.
The person still may change their mind. So you still need to hire. Don't use AI as an excuse. Oh well, two things. Don't use an excuse as an excuse, like Kurt said, not to hire somebody for your business,
Yep.
and don't use it as an excuse to be lazy when it comes to editing your content.
Yep. Yep. And so with that, CJ, I want to give people 3 AI tools that I highly recommend. One,
Mm.
Mixkit.io, right? Mixkit.io. Mixkit.io is a free gallery of stock video clips, no watermarks, music tracks, sound effects, and video templates, right? So Mixkit, MIXKIT.co. That's number one.
Is that
Number
it on the
two,
screen? Is that it?
let me see here.
Mix.
Yes,
All right,
yes.
cool.
Highly recommend that. Number two, Descript, DESCRIPT, Descript.com. If I had to recommend any AI tool, this right here, Descript, is a new way to make video and podcast a very good way, right? Simple, powerful, and a fun way to edit. Descript.com. And this one, CJ, I'm only giving because I'm on here with you.
He said, okay. Give us the gems. Give us the sauce, bro.
I'm only giving this to you. TinyWow.com. This is a CJ Create Live with CJ exclusive. Tiny Wow is amazing. It is probably one of the most robust tools from, as you see on here, you can go from writing paragraphs, video creation, file tools, word generator. This tool I have found is like a perfect buffet bar because you have so many options. And here's the thing, for the most part, it's free. The only irritating thing is that it can get bogged. It's like the early days of Chat GPT. It can get bogged down. If you hit it at a peak point, it's going to take a couple refreshes. But the things that this tool can do, and then it gives you information in a text file that you can repurpose. Look at all that. Look at all that.
Look at all this, man.
AI
Move
image generator.
backgrounds.
Come on, man.
Edit
Come on.
edit PDFs. AI image generators. Come on. Split PDFs. Paragraph writer. Like, come on, Kurt.
Bro.
Content improviser.
Bro, I'm only giving this and and look at that. Hit AI tools. There's more. There's more down there, right there. Hit that. Look at that. Look at all that is embodied in one tool. Twitter download, PowerPoint. Again, bro, listen, create PDFs. All I'm saying,
Wow.
this is only
Blog post ideas, meme makers. Like, what in the world is this? It's
bro,
MP4, it's the GIFs, it's
bro.
everything.
I'm only giving this because I'm on your platform. This has never been released to the wild. This is a Kurt exclusive.
What?
A Kurt
This is crazy.
exclusive.
This is
This
crazy.
only CJ's getting this.
Yo, first of all, listen, I don't
I don't
know
share
if
this with anybody.
I don't know what y'all, yeah, don't we sharing, I don't know what y'all came for, but listen, we already, look, this is worth the price of admission right here. If this
Yeah,
is not worth a follow to Kurt's page or a subscription to my page, I don't know what it will be.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
If
Everybody's heard of Chat GPT, but if Chat GPT is a little slow for you, come over to Tiny Wow. You know what I'm saying? I think Tiny Wow do
mm,
you a favor. It's all right. It's done me
listen,
okay.
listen, we got one more topic real quick before
Let's
we go to
go.
a quick Q&A. We got one more, and that is, what is it, Kurt? We talked about, and I don't know, you can tell by this photo, but I can break it down for you. You probably like, what the heck is
Yeah,
this? The
yeah.
features, the free
Hmm.
features that are on these platforms that are not being utilized. People are out here paying for all these apps on their phone, left and right, left and right. And it's cool to, pay for apps because I'll pay for them too. I don't know about you, but I pay for some.
Yeah, yeah,
But they're underutilizing the free native apps that are on Instagram, like the social, like you can do like green screens on the Instagram. You can do special effects with sounds and music and GIFs and all these different things. Talk about that, not utilizing these native apps to their full potential first.
yeah. You listen, there's a thing called the pay system, right? Platform, audience, and you. And the P stands for platform. And what that means is you have to feed what's feeding you. And so the platform, again, wants you to use as much of what they make available to create your content. And so if you look at Instagram, Instagram has learned what people like. And Instagram's selfish. Think about it. Instagram is not into an open relationship. Instagram wants you to be monogamous to them. And so what they want to do is make sure that when you're out here with these third party apps and uh all the Plannerly and Laters and anything outside of Business Suite, they don't like that. They don't like that. No, Instagram is not into the poly life. They not, no, they're not. So what they do masterfully now, you can get mad, but one thing that they do is they study the landscape. They see what people like. They're watching their API. They're like, wait a minute. People come in, they scheduling post through Later and Plannerly and Hootsuite and all this. No, we don't like that. It's not accidental when you schedule a post and then it doesn't happen or is disconnected. We saw that with Twitter when they shut off all third-party APIs. So I'm saying that because feed the platform. That now you're able to schedule reels, which was something that everybody wanted, right? You had all these things with Plannerly, but you couldn't Plannerly and Laters, but you couldn't schedule reels. So now you can schedule reels through Instagram. That helps with batch creating, right? We used to do it in drafts, but if you got kicked out or you logged off, all those drafts went away. Well, now
Woo!
you can schedule through Instagram. You also have the ability, and me and CJ talked about this. Yes, you have your Adobe suites and your CapCuts and your InShots that give you some more features, but in a rush to maintain being consistent, you can go into Instagram. They have sound effects. They have the ability to create transitions. You can trim videos and pictures and add music, right there on the app. As you see here, you can create the green screen effects. You've seen CJ use it. I've used it. This is all part of the app. You worried about dimensions? You can put a picture up on your story. Here, listen, here's step 4 of why you should follow right now. I went on a journey to maximize free. How much could I do on the platform without going off of it? And here's what I figured out. When you're going over to other third party and you're worried about the dimensions, 9x16, 4x3, 16x9, 1x1, all that, just go on a story. Create what you want on a story and save it. It's automatically framed to fit in the reel. It's automatically framed to go up on your story. You can add pictures and overlays in your story. You can create moving backgrounds on your story. You can add picture in picture on your story, then save it. And then guess what? Post it right to the reel. It's perfectly built to fit in the dimensions of the reel. You don't have to go outside the app. So all I'm saying is just think about all the features that you can do. You have all this right there. All you got to do is search for it or join someone. Encourage CJ to add you to his collaborative collections. And when he goes out and find music and he finds these great things that you can do to make features and backgrounds and green screen effects and all that on the platform, maybe he shares that with you and now you can reuse it and you can take what he's shown and then you can create it, right? The templates, again, templates. That's why you see that they got it from TikTok. Now you got reels and you have templates you can use natively on the app. Why?
Come on now.
Because we want you to produce at a fast pace. Success loves speed. So now in a pinch, you may not be able to get to your Adobe suite, but in a pinch, to maintain consistency and to serve your community, what you do is you create it right there on Instagram and then you release it and you stay consistent. Workouts by Keely said Business Suite is free and I schedule it there. Yes, it is. Amen.
There you go. That's all you need to know. She approved the Business Suite, like everything Kurt just said. Free, free, free. Listen. Get the horns up in there. Come on now. He was on a mission to do as much as he could for free on social. And I'll be honest with you, the things that I pay for outside of the Instagram app are very limited because of that. I mean,
Right.
even there are times, to be honest with you, where I didn't even pay for an upgrade to video editing stuff because I was just editing stuff in TikTok and then just taking the watermark off and moving it over to Instagram. And then like I didn't have to do it. And by the way, I was just doing stuff for free, free, right? So I'm not saying that you never pay for stuff, but let's try to let's just be smart about our money. You don't
Yep.
have to pay $15 an app for everything when you some of the stuff is right there on the apps, right? Um so Keely, perfect example of that. Real quick before we go to the Q&A, just remember social media and news we talked about today. We talked about the free stuff that you need to be using these apps. We talked about AI content creation and why this is not, Kurt said, it is not an excuse for you not to hire and scale up your business the right way by bringing in more people. We talked about 60-second reels and stories are coming. We talked about the Instagram testing new collaborator. By the way, it's not even testing. It's out. Like this is
It's
new
not
out. The collect
efficient.
It's officially out. So if you
Yep.
haven't even started it, look into it. You don't understand it, Google it. Come back here, do Q&A. Ask me and Kurt. Make sure that you are locked in with it. Also, we talked
Mhm.
about social media, and we're gonna keep on saying it because until you get it in your head, social media is no longer free, and it never really was free. But
No.
it's not like you about to start paying because Elon's leading the way. He's come up and shaking up the industry. And if you think that that's just a Twitter thing, that's just a thing over there on Twitter, that ain't happening on Instagram land. Okay, cool. Just wait and see. We ain't even We just telling you. We do.
Just
Me
telling
and
you,
Kurt with the connectors. We live in this, and we live in this.
we live in this.
We live in
Yeah,
this. It's just
in
what
our
it
world.
is. Elon's coming. Now, we also said be a content creator, not a content imitator. Come on. If you didn't catch those gems at the beginning, you need to go back to watch a replay because listen, we talk about get inspiration. Don't be out here imitating, like really
Yeah.
copy and paste. It ain't gonna get you nowhere. And trust me, you know that somebody there's a time that you felt like, man, somebody took my idea and they ain't
Yep.
even tagged me in it. They ain't
Yep.
even mentioned me in it. And
Yep.
mm-mm, we ending that. We gonna start calling that out. We
Don't
need
be
some
cat. Don't be
content.
cat.
Don't be cat. We need to have some Listen, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna
Yeah.
leave it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We also talked about ByteDance has released Lemon 8. By the
Yep.
way, shout out to Keely because me and her talked a little bit earlier. She told me about Lemon 8, and then I looked into it. So shout out to Keely for that because this is what we do here. We're a community. We all like share information. Like she was like, "Hey, you going live tonight? You need to talk about Lemon 8." Keely put me on it. I looked it
Yep.
up. I was like, "Dang!" I told Keely and I said, "Hey, I ain't gonna talk about it yet." I was like, "I don't really know nothing about it." And then I looked into it. I was like, it's rising to the U.S. charts already. I was like, okay, we got to talk about it now because it's moving. It's moving quick, and
Yeah.
it's all about speed. It's like, hey, me and Kirk got to be able to say we talked about it before it even had a million followers. Like, we need to be able to talk about it. And so, real quick, let's go into some questions real quick because we got some questions, Kirk.
Yeah.
Let's go to Bam because he's been waiting the longest. Let me pull it up real quick. I know his question. He had a question. Boom. Here we go. He said, "Damn, I came late. Do y'all think buying the badge is significant if available to most people? So, do we think it's significant to get a badge? What do you think, Kurt?"
Uh, I would say if it fits you and you understand the reason why you're doing it, right? I do think there is going to be some, and I'm catching myself do it when I see certain people with it. It is taking some of the luster away. But if you think it strategically and if you're looking at the horizon, I think it can be significant because, again, if you are someone that's ever been hacked and you haven't downloaded, here's the other thing. If you haven't downloaded your digital content, do that immediately. You can do it on Instagram. You can do it on most platforms where you can download a copy of your digital content. Step one, do that immediately. But I do think it can be significant if you have the expendable income, because then that just gives you a peace of mind. And if you've ever been someone who's felt like, oh my gosh, I think I just lost my account, at least with this, you're supposed to get more, you're supposed to get a next tier level of customer service. You're supposed to get verification protection. If you're Twitter Blue, you still get two-factor authentication. So I do think it can be significant. It's still a little early. I'm still going to hold off a second until what me and CJ talked about, especially on Instagram, not being able to change your profile, your name. That's a distractor for me, but a detractor from me. But hey, if you have it and you have that $14.99, $11.99 to spend per month just for peace of mind, your peace of mind is more expensive than what you can pay for. So if you can do it, I'll say, hey, make the investment. Again, it's a business write-off, tax write-off. Make that investment. You're going to spend more on going out to eat. So go ahead and
Yeah,
get it.
I love all those points. Just like you said, I would just say just to add to that, Bam, I'm gonna keep it real simple. If you got them expenses, because you can treat it like a business, go ahead and do it right away. And also, if you sign up, there's a reason why there's a difference when we say 11.99, 14.99 on Meta. If you sign up on the website, if you sign up online, then it's 11.99. And I think that is specifically for, and I can't, don't quote me on this 100%. I think that's if you sign up online for Facebook verification, which is different than if you do it through the app, because then they're getting charged by potentially Apple and things like that. So I think that's why it's 14.99 and 11.99. There's the sign up on the web versus sign up on the phone. So there's the price difference there.
Mhm.
So go ahead and sign up for it. If you have the ability to. I think it's just like more security, and plus at the end of the day, at some point, you know how you have this. You know how we used to complain about cell phone bills.
Yep.
And I don't really hear people complain anymore because it's just part of life.
Yep.
It's like, oh, I got to pay on. Verizon is going to get their money regardless.
Yes.
Meta,
Yes.
you might as well consider it too. They got to get money regardless because a lot of people, that's the only place they even market their business.
Yeah.
Keely said, Keely said, how do you feel about repurposing content on each platform? I make one piece and turn it into shorts, reels, and TikToks. What you think, Kurt?
Smart. Super smart. As long as you give a different experience on each, I say repurpose it. I like to think of content in the ways of old school R&B. They didn't make one hit wonders. They made albums for legacy, right? So Ozzy Brothers, OJs, you can still play that music right now because it's quality music. So when you're thinking about making content, you should make it a triple threat, right? And so it should be able to be used written, audio, and video. You should be able to make each piece of content 3 times to repurpose it in multiple ways. But repurposing is a superpower. And so especially if you have long form content, chop that thing up and then lead people to a place, right? Like CJ, what CJ does great. We're going to put some short form, put some teasers on Instagram and TikTok, but ultimately leads you here to YouTube, right? And that's what you can do with repurposing content. Take people where you want them to go. Hey, if you want to know more, if you like this content, you want to know more, you can check out my full video here, right? And so repurposing just makes it streamlined. It helps you save time. And if you're studying your analytics, man, listen, there's so much data that is flying past people's face. You're constantly growing. So something that was fire 3 months ago, man, bring that back out. Shoot that shot again. Because what you start to discover is when you're repurposing, it tells you which content is still hitting, right? The trash content, get rid of. The mediocre content, figure out what you can tweak. But the great content, man, spin that, put a new caption on, put a new thumbnail on, and run that back one more time, because the people that saw it 3 months ago are going to forget it. And the people that are just joining you never seen it. So bring that out the archives and run with it. Hopefully that helps.
She said, you
Yeah.
see there what she said. She liked
Yeah.
that written, audio, and visual. She loved it.
Every piece of content should be able to be spent 3 ways. If it was video, make it audio. If it was audio, make it written. If it's written, turn it into a video and just keep recycling it.
And I appreciate that compliment. She said, I'm the king of repurposing data. I'll just say this, there is a few times, just like Kurt said, where I will just leave teasers on certain places to bring you over to YouTube or to somewhere else, right? Depending
Yep.
on what the objective is. But I'm a big proponent of like recording stuff without watermarks so I can easily move them around everywhere. I take the one thing that you saw. One thing on Instagram Reel today is also on TikTok, and it's also on Shorts. And guess what? People used to be like, "Well, wouldn't your audience that follow you on all 3 get tired of it?" I'm like, half the time they don't see half the stuff. Like we complain about the algorithm saying people don't see our stuff, and then we can't use the same argument saying everyone sees everything we do. We can't do that.
Yep.
So
Nope.
I'm just posting it everywhere. And then
Flood the
guess
block.
what? And flood the block. And then on top of that, to be honest with you, your real community members are gonna like it everywhere that they see it, and they're gonna engage wherever they see it because you're gonna do the
Yep.
same for them. And then
Yep.
on top of that, sometimes I'll post the same content everywhere, and then it'll do something crazy numbers on YouTube Shorts, do absolutely nothing on TikTok, and then blow up on Instagram. You're like, it is the same thing. And then how did it? You don't know.
I've seen people's reels do nothing and take it over to TikTok and go viral. And
Yeah.
I've seen something something on TikTok go fall flat and come over on Reels and skyrocket. And now here's another exclusive. If you're not repurposing Instagram Reels to Facebook, you're
Mhm.
missing out on organic growth. The same thing we saw during the pandemic and how Reels exploded. Run that reel that you had 4 months ago. This is mainly for Workouts by Keely, because none of us are the viral sensation that she is. CJ is the
Facts.
creative director, and she is the talent, but no creative director is going to rock with subpar talent. So that tells me a lot. So now, something that was viral a couple months ago, spin that joker up, throw a new caption on it, change a thumbnail, add something to it, maybe a little bit, and drop that joint on Facebook and watch what happens. I've seen reels that did 200 views, 200 reach on Instagram, get over 40, 50K on Facebook. So Facebook Reels is in the same place Instagram Reels were during the pandemic. The reach over there is crazy, and it's a whole new audience.
It all has to do with supply and demand, and Facebook has. Hold on, Kurt, CJ, you got Kurt going now too. Yes, we on you now, Keely. You are the
Yeah,
viral sensation,
yeah,
Keely. Workouts by Keely, Keely
yeah.
Brown. If you don't know her, you're about to soon find out. So
I'm
anyway,
look. I'm about to get my summer body because I want to post a profile pic like this too, right? I want my
hey, we all want to be like Keely. We
Yeah, we
all,
all want to be like Keely, you know. Look, that needs to be like cut out and
yeah, this right here.
shadowed and put on a t-shirt. This is whole branding type thing. Now, everybody, this look, I'm saying it here. This is the Keely pose. This is officially branded as the Keely pose now. Whenever you see this, watch. We renting space in people's head. Anybody that watches this and watches the replay, anytime they see somebody do this, they gonna think of Keely.
Facts. This is facts. This is facts, man.
Yeah.
Yo, listen. Hold on. Let me see if we got anything else. Yeah. She said last thing I'll put on here. Unless you guys have a last question, we're gonna get ready to wrap up. Keely said people have short memories and they like seeing you, so they will engage. So like we said, repurposing it everywhere, right?
Yep. She said, OMG, guys. Hey, listen, when you're great and dope, just accept it and say you're welcome.
Facts. So Kirk, listen.
Yes,
This
sir.
has been incredible. You already
Appreciate
know
it,
it's
man.
been amazing.
Appreciate it.
I first of all, like you already said, we only hang around dope people, but I don't think it would be we would not be doing justice to the people if we just take 2 minutes to even say how we connected. And
Yeah.
so to show you how social media even works and how the digital life we live these days,
Yep.
you know, I've known Kurt for years now, but we've never met in person.
Ever.
I don't even know where he lives at. What state are you in?
I'm in DC.
You're in DC. I had no idea, right? I had no idea that, right? But we have talked so many times. We were in a virtual conference during the pandemic in 2020, a virtual conference.
Yep.
Everybody's inside. What was it? BYOB? Which one? Was it Social Proof?
Both. We was in both because remember I was like, oh, I'm seeing you too. You was in both.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we were in both conferences, and so we were just. It was. I think it was literally a time where somebody in the virtual chat just said, "Put your tags in there and engage with someone." And I saw and honestly, it was like some football stuff. You were like coaching
Yep.
football,
Yep.
and
Yep.
so I had no idea. But I said, "Hey, this is guy in Kurt to connect." Oh, cool. I just sent them, "Hey, let's support and follow each other." That's literally how it started. And
That's how it started.
that's literally it's like boom, boom, and we just start connecting, and we support it, and support and support, and it's like, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait a second, if we start to find our lanes in different ways, and we start to like, wait a second, we're still aligning and helping each other, and like,
Yeah.
come on, it's so
Yeah.
crazy how literally,
Yeah.
but just taking a chance at a random name in a chat on a virtual conference
Yep.
and turn into like a cool friendship, a partnership. Like, how cool is that?
Look, and this shows what can happen, that there's still good people
Mm.
that you can connect with, you can rock with, you can learn with, right? And you can see grow and celebrate each other without feeling like, oh man, was CJ's a creator and I'm a creator. Listen, man, I live by this. A light bulb never gets mad at another light bulb for how bright it's shining.
Mm.
I have celebrated CJ I've met him. He took the time out when I was, I've looked at CJ as a digital creator, as a juggernaut in this industry, and he took the time to speak to little old person like me. We've connected, we've rocked out, we've done lives together, we've supported each other. I've seen him in brand endorsements and deals, and that's inspired me, right? He's one of my top of mind people. And even if I don't see his content for days, I'm going to go find his page, right? I'm going to give some love. And so I've appreciated this journey. I've never publicly thank you, CJ, but thank you for being someone who's just authentically you out here in this space. We need more people like you, sir. Appreciate for what you're doing. I've seen Ebony Fit Weekend grow substantially. Fitness Online U grow substantially. And the first Black person that I've ever seen with a brand deal to Mizuno. Listen, I knew you was dope then, because I went and looked at the shoes, quiet as kept, and I'm like, if this brother has a brand endorsement deal with them, he's dope, right? So listen, I appreciate it so much for you opening up your virtual digital space. And I'm really saying this from the bottom of my heart. I've appreciated it when you took the time out then. And now 3 years later, we're here. I'm so happy for your growth. I'm so happy to be rocking and able to support. And sometimes your greatest supporter is somebody you've never met physically. So listen, this is why this is global, man. And so if you're not rocking with CJ, I don't know what you're doing with your life. You see your content struggling. That's why. That's why, because I've seen him do things that's made me go and research, and then I've asked him, and he's always shared, right? And so that's why dope people rock with dope people. But if you ain't subscribing, become a subscriber. It doesn't cost you anything. Let's get him a gold. Let's get him a silver plaque first, right? Let's get his watch times up. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna shut up. If you clicked here on the replay, if you don't care, if it doesn't do anything for you, I'm gonna ask for a favor. Just play it in the background. Just let it play in the background. You ain't got to sit down and watch it, but get his watch hours up. And if it does, you're gonna catch a gem. But if not, look, you're gonna waste an hour anyway. At least waste it in support. Just let it play in the background. Help us out.
I don't even know how to reply, Kurt. Like, if you guys know Kurt, when he gets going, you just gotta let them flow. You just gotta let, because the gems are just gonna come. And bro, I just gotta say I appreciate it, and I have to just say the same to you. Like, honestly, like I said, in the opening, I didn't know how this was, like, how just one conversation in the digital chat would come to this. I super appreciate it. By the way, Bam said that's fire. No, and it's real. It's all real love. Like, I don't judge people on, oh, this person got 2,000 followers or 1,000 followers. And Kurt would say, I don't care about none of that. You see the collabs that I do and the people I reach out to and have conversations, it don't even matter. Like, people will be on my page and I'll do a collab with them and they only got 900 followers.
I had 100 when they met me.
It was like 100 followers back then.
Yeah, I was fresh.
And guess what? It doesn't matter, because you're just as dope now as you were then. It's the same. Like, it's the same, bro. And it's like you said, real people. And honestly, it's about really just people putting in the work. And you kept showing up. And you, like, we talk about being consistent. You were that. And that's only the people that I can rock with, to be honest with you. Because in life, through this whole content creation journey, as we wrap this up, it's like the whole content creator thing. I always tell people, content creators, it's super hard because people take it for granted, and you're like, oh, they don't want to pay you enough. Oh, I can do my own content. No, you listen, it's a different game. It's a real, like, to do it strategically and to do it well every single day like, you will never need to stop marketing. You'll never need to stop posting this stuff now. This is what it is now. And throughout life, you still got to roadblocks, things and stuff like that, and through it all, we still here.
You're still here.
And you got to keep showing up. You can't, like, right now things are going on in real life, family, this and that, and boom. But we're gonna come and do this show. We're gonna drop some gems, and we're gonna get back to it, because that's what creatives do.
Yeah. yeah. And I got to meet Keely.
Got to meet Keely.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, so we got Keely. By the way, we over here 11 o'clock at night on the East Coast.
Come on, man.
Come on now. This is a dope collab. I'm looking forward to the next one. Thank you, Keely. I don't know. I'll be lucky if Kurt comes back. I mean,
oh no. Look, you good, man. You one of the people. You call on me, bro. Mm-hmm. Look, it's as long as our schedules sync up, man. This is easy work right here. It's not hard when you love what you do and you're able to have a great conversation with a dope individual. Look, we would be doing this if we were sitting in a living room with each other. The only difference is we got a camera on right now. So this is the same conversation we would have. This is too easy. Look, Keely says we'll collab, people, we'll run this back again.
And the last thing I will say before I go, because we're gonna wrap this up, I'll give you the last word too. You can do like a Maury Povich or Jerry Springer last word. You can do that. Yeah. In Arubafication, I built up that strip, right? This is literally the whole conversation we have every year. Like when we bring all these dope entrepreneurs down to the island of Aruba in November every year. Mm-hmm. The only difference is we have these same conversations we have for the last hour and 20 minutes with pina coladas, with drinks in Aruba, in paradise for 5 days, bro. 5 days. It's just a whole vibe. Like, and entrepreneurs get creative with a few extra little extra curries, a little extra curries. But that's what it's all about. So if you guys don't know about it, Arubafication, check it out on Instagram. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Like Kurt said, get the watch time hours up. If you like Kurt and you want him back on here, drop some love in the comments so we will know. He will comment. I promise you he will comment. Yeah. But with that, I'm going to let Kurt do two things. He's going to tell you where you can follow him, and he's going to give you the last word.
Oh, listen, right here, right there. That's where it is. Right there on Instagram. That's where it is. Just follow me. Listen, my DMs open like 7-Eleven. So you reach out, you let me know you came over from here. You're going to get love because we're all out here serving and wanting to do our best. And that's what it is, man. Look, I'm a community and content engineer. If I can help you, I will. If I can't, and CJ has time, I'll run you over there. There's no real, and I'm saying this for real, it don't cost me nothing to support somebody, right? Support is a verb. So that's it, man. You reach out to me. If I can help you again, I will. Because the better it makes you, the better it makes me. So last word, man, I was looking for some super deep or something like that. And I'm going to just say this, man, avoid being what you want to be and be who you were blessed to be. That's more than enough. The world needs you. You make the world better each and every time you show up. And as Nikki would say, your fear is someone's courage and inspiration. Your fear is someone's courage and inspiration. So show up, because a 1 can teach a 0 and a 2 can teach a 1. You know something that no one else does. And each time you help somebody, you plant a seed of greatness for your legacy. There it is, man. I'm just happy to be here again. Thank you, CJ, for opening up your virtual living room and allowing me to come in. And look, man, it took us a little bit, but just, hey, whenever you got a block of time, you want to run this back, you one of the people that I pick up for and answer the DM. So that's too easy.
I appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much. Listen, make sure you follow Kurt the Connector. We out.
Like, share, subscribe.
Give me a hoe if you got your funky bus fare. Double Dutch bus coming down the street, moving dirty past O'Connor, shuffle your feet. Get on the bus, pay your fare, then tell the driver that you're going to a double Dutch affair. Here it comes, the double Dutch bus is on the street. You better get off the move your bus fare, trans, that's the way my money lasts. Ain't no car, get around when I pull the bus. I gotta go downtown now, I miss my train. That's a double shame when I'm running late. No sleeps to play. If you got a way,